What is up, everybody? Welcome to Late Night Gamers Podcast, episode number 139. I'm Nick Persanowski, and with me this week and every week is Charles Caldwell.
Don't be a part of the evil core.
What is that from?
Oh.
Today.
Charles's mind. Steve Morgan.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
And Tim Madden.
Hola.
There's so many things I wanted to start with just about Charles, but then I decided that we might diverge quickly, so just decided to say hey.
So, before we get started, for anyone that is listening to the cast in audio form right now, Charles is wearing a blanket, which I thought looked like some sort of like shawl pimp sweater. And
that's what I was gonna say. No, that was gonna be my intro talk, but then I was like,
it is like perfectly curled like a collar.
Yeah, it's got like a cowl neck to it a little bit. Charles also looks a little bit like Mr. Rogers, but
It's a beautiful day in the goddamn neighborhood.
Steve is devouring a sandwich right now.
Just don't go on the stream.
Yeah, this is actually probably going to be the worst stream ever.
You're wearing Harry Potter glasses right now.
I'm wearing Harry Potter glasses. Charles is wearing his pimp sweater, and Steve is devouring a sandwich. Tim, what do you have?
You're not in a. Doesn't look like you're in a basement though. Or are you?
I am.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Kind of looks like you're
in the man cave. You can't really tell, but
Oh, okay.
looks like you have scrolls in the background right now.
I do. Those are
Elder Scrolls.
those are posters that I've yet to hang up.
The Elder Scrolls.
I actually do have an Elder Scrolls poster in that.
Oh wow.
Punch.
Of course.
Perfect.
Meta.
So anyway, this is going to be a little bit off the cuff episode because we have no notes whatsoever, and well, I think probably the biggest stuff is the Game Awards were last Thursday, which the Game Awards are the Game Awards. You know, I didn't watch any of it, but I heard this year was better than past years, which isn't really saying that much. I mean, it's like saying that diarrhea is more formed than this diarrhea, but
that one didn't have corn in it, so hey.
But so the Game Awards happened, but then also the PlayStation Experience happened, which I think the PlayStation obviously had some bigger stuff announced. The Game Awards, they talked about the third season of The Walking Dead. That was, I mean, I'm just trying to think of anything that actually came up for Telltale Games. It was also announced that Telltale is going to be doing a Guardians of the Galaxy game, which is pretty sweet. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome.
I see whether I like the new one as much because it's got Baby Groot rather than Groot, and it's not Vin Diesel's voice.
When is that coming out? When's the second one coming out? This year?
Sometime in the late spring of next year.
Okay, so they're being an opportunist and working with them around the same time that the movie is gonna release, which is gonna be probably huge for both of them.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I am Groot.
I will say I do like Chris Pratt in that role too. I think he did a pretty good job with that.
I feel like he's been in a lot of things, playing basically his character from Parks and Rec.
That's true. I think honestly, I think that was one of the better Marvel movies recently.
Oh, for sure.
I'm looking forward to the second one.
What was that Deadpool? Is that a Marvel
it's
movie?
Marvel.
Yeah.
Is that Marvel? Okay. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good, yeah.
That's gonna have a second one coming out too. At some point.
Of course.
Yeah.
With cable.
Yes.
I guess they canned the director because he wanted to have cable be all. They wanted to like up the budget on the movie and it would be all like AAA title. So like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be here.
So let's talk about. I think that one thing that we should talk about for some of the big games that won at the Game Awards on Thursday. Game of the year. I want to know how you guys think, or like what you guys feel about this, because I haven't actually played the game. But Game of the Year. So the nominees were Doom, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Uncharted 4.
Titanfall 2 just came out.
I know, yeah.
Why do they do that shit?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, Doom, I don't really think was like yes, like it wasn't a bad game, but I don't know that. So Overwatch won. Now Steve and Tim, you guys played Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Or Charles, you did too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did for a little bit.
Yeah. So do you guys believe that Overwatch is worth being the winner of Game of the Year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I do too. I think it's probably the most polished like hero-based shooter we've ever seen, and as long as it continues to get updates, and Blizzard's pretty good about that. They've given us a new hero. They're not like the kind of company that will abandon something. I think that's the biggest thing. For people to really get invested into it, they have to have faith in like the developer that they're gonna, keep it balanced. Build like a competitive scene around it, and there's already a huge competitive scene for Overwatch. I think it's setting itself up to be a big game for a long time, and in that respect, I think it deserves to be Game of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the other games it was up against too, I mean, I'm surprised Hyper Light Drifter was one of the games nominated for, but that was actually Best Action Game, sorry, but which is fun. I'll talk about that in a second. But if you look at the other games, like obviously Titanfall 2 is like not, I mean, who knows? I guess I didn't play it, so it's not really fair for me. And same with Doom, but I imagine Uncharted was probably pretty good. It's just Overwatch was really good. I mean, it's a game. It's also like a game genre that a lot of people have been like trying to like fulfill a need for, which is like that TF genre, and have been really unsuccessful for a pretty long time. So I think, and just also like the level of detail in the game is absolutely absurd. The amount of shit in the game, like storylines, backstories, level detail, music, cutscenes, cinematics, like game modes. I mean, like it's like a good game, and then also there's like probably like books written in lore. It's like absurd. Whereas like TF is just like a fat guy versus skinny guy versus like a slender guy, and like so it's just like I don't even think it's comparable when it comes to like game. If you're talking about like overall experiences, the creativity and things like that, that's like what they're talking about in Game of the Year. I get it. So I guess that's probably why Overwatch didn't win Best Action Game, like best first-person shooter, because maybe like they.
What was that other FPS that was similar to it?
It's like a million of them. There was you're
talking Battleborn.
About.
You thinking Battleborn?
Yeah.
Did that game go anywhere? Is that even on your list?
No,
it's not.
Battleborn did okay, and then it like released like a week or 2 weeks before Overwatch, and just killed their player base. Yeah. And then they I think pretty sure they went free to play, and so it spiked back up, but now it's back down to not much.
Yeah, it's also a kind of a different style. It's more MOBA based, I'm pretty sure, and you have to level your guys, and you can only play one guy per game, which is just it's just different style. It's sort of like different style of the game, really. But I guess it's close enough that people probably were gonna play one or the other. That's why I didn't get it, because Some of my friends got it, like Brandon and some other people got it, and they were like, play it. And I was like, Overwatch comes out in like 2 weeks. I'm not buying that game. It's just like, I know I'm not going to play it. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, Doom won Best Action Game, so clearly it wasn't for like just the first-person experience. It must have felt like the game overall was really just much more polished than other games. But, I mean, looking at the games on the list doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
But I am surprised the Hyperlight Drifter was under like Best Action Games because that was like an indie game, and all these other games are like AAA titles. Like,
Yeah, the Best Action Adventure Game, is that what you're talking about?
yeah. And if you look at action adventure game, and then if you look at like all the other games and all the other things besides like, you know, mobile or like VR, and even the mobile ones, it's like Supercell, Nintendo, Capcom, Niantic. You know, it's like that's mobile, and then you look at like action games, and it's just like EA, ID, Blizzard, Respawn, Microsoft, and then Hyperlight Drifter, Heart Machine. It's like some dude who just made this game. It's absurd, really, if you look at the, you know, we're talking about Square Enix, Blizzard, you know, Nintendo, Namco.
That's great marketing for him.
It's crazy. So
Yeah.
the game
No
is, it didn't win, but I'm really just surprised that it got that far, and good for it. I still haven't beaten it, but it's a really cool game, so that's cool. It's just surprising too that it would get on this. I mean, it did have some press, right? So maybe that helped, but
I'm kind of surprised that Dishonored 2 won over Uncharted 4 Best Action Adventure Game.
yeah, it's interesting, huh?
I mean, Uncharted 4, I played both, and I just don't feel like they're similar games.
When you think of like
it's
action
kinda-
adventure, you think of Uncharted. You don't think of Dishonored 2 or Dishonored. If you want like stylized, like I don't know what the best term for it is. Basically,
I
it's
don't
like a 3D platformer because you're going on a level, going continuously on a level. It's not like you're roaming throughout a world. But
I'm going to talk more about Dishonored 2 later because I did my first playthrough on like quarter of the way through my second
did
playthrough.
you get
right
killed
now.
by a rat at the end?
No. No, I did not. I any endings because that game like just came out. No surprise. Best mobile game went to Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Go also got best family game, which I don't really. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's. I don't even.
The best game to abandon your kids at Hannaford.
Well, that's
It's kind of
It says
weird.
best game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think that should be a genre. Like best family game, like family game genre.
I'm curious
It's
what
like-
the criteria is. Like if it's like family friendly, or it means like you can get your whole family involved or something like that.
So this is they actually have a description. Best game appropriate for family play, including toys to life, music or dance, and other genres. It's like, okay. So it's literally like anything that's not maturely rated,
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, I guess I can understand that because like you can like compete with your family because pretty much everyone has phones nowadays. But
Right.
I don't know. My heart would be more warmed if it was like Mario Party or something like that, like a couch console game that you play and like spend time together. I feel like if you're playing Pokemon Go together, you're all looking at your phones
Yeah.
in a car.
Family
somewhere.
time. Get in the
Yeah,
car.
it's kind of like the opposite, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also it's pretty interesting. They have some pretty funny or I guess just different genres here. They have like let me like get the list, but they have like most anticipated game, which went to Zelda over like Red Dead Redemption and God of War and stuff, which is funny. But they also have trending gamer, most notable influencer, online streamer, media personality. Boogie won that, obviously. And then like best fan creation, I don't know, and then like best esports player, best esports team, best esports game, and somehow Blizzard won this, like over League of Legends and Dota, which are Counter-Strike, which blows my mind because these games are like, don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I've watched some competitive Overwatch, and maybe they've like really done a good job with it.
Is there money involved?
Well, it's like I don't know. Maybe I doubt it, but I guess also like it says like best gameplay, community support, and content updates. So maybe like Blizzard's been a lot better with that. But I played all these games. I would say that Blizzard has not necessarily been faster or better with content upgrades than like Dota or in these other games. And I'm sure League of Legends like has way more esports. Like I just feel like that's such a like I don't know. It's a brand new game. How can it possibly be the best esports game? Like
I think it's maybe like hype factor, or like excitement factor. Like it's this shiny new thing, so a lot of people are just kind of jumping onto it. So there's kind of a lot of that versus some of the more established ones that are probably better in every way. That's just they've been around longer, so people aren't as excited about them.
Yeah. And then also like best esports team is ridiculous because it's just like I don't know. It's like they have multiple teams on here that are like only in one thing. They have 2 League of Legends teams, a Dota team, and then they have 2 which are like multi-games, like multiple gaming like esports teams. So like Cloud9 won obviously because they're in like fucking all these. They're in all of them.
They do everything. Yeah,
they're in fucking Counter-Strike, Dota. They're terrible in Dota. They haven't like done anything in Dota, and like they're not even in the Boston Major that's coming up this week, which I can talk about. Which I just realized, but like at the same time, like it's I don't know. Some of these categories are a little little janky, but I do like that they sort of have these sort of that they have like esports as categories, and they have like streamers as a category, and that's kind of cool because that's sort of like the trend of gaming now. So
yeah, everything is who's popular at the time.
But I can transition right into my thing. I was just gonna say. So this week is Boston Major and Dota 2. It's this week, but if you're listening to the stream, but I'm guessing that we probably won't have the audio. It'll probably be over by the time I put the damn audio up. So if you're watching on YouTube or watching the stream, you'll likely hear this on time. But it starts this week. It actually starts tomorrow. Is the first day. There's 4 days. Goes till Saturday. So I'm going tomorrow. I'm going the first day only. Yeah, my advisor told me today that I have to meet with him tomorrow, so I was super pissed off. I was like, dude, I have people in town. He's like, nah, gotta do it tomorrow. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like going to my meeting in the morning, like ASAP, and I'm just going straight to Dota, and hopefully, I don't know how it's gonna work out, but we'll see. So I'm hoping it's not too packed because it's the first day. But yeah, that's this week, and there's how many teams? I think there's 16 teams. Seem right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 16 teams. They're like all invited or like won their way in. Some were invited and some won their way in. And they all like had qualifiers last weekend, so they're all seeded and everything's basically like I think single elimination bracket, best of 3, and then until the end is like best of 5. So it's pretty cool. Pretty excited. I'll see how it is. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be like kind of cool to see them live, but at the same time, like. Probably like be like, what the fuck? I can't see the screen because I could just sit in front of my computer and see it anyways. So, because you're just gonna be watching dudes on a computer, right? So you're just gonna be like watching the screen, the big screen, and then just be like, well, I can just watch this at home. So we'll see. Maybe hopefully they have some like swag. Probably not. Probably have like a secret shop if you pay like $100 for like some like a little plushie or something that comes with an in-game hat that like was like genuine hat, some tag. That's usually what they do with TI. So anyways, that's happening this week. So pretty excited. It'll be my first live esports tournament I'll be going to. We'll see.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Probably never gonna come back to Boston.
Nice.
So
I hope they give you those. I always see those things they have, like the big inflatable things where everyone's going,
yeah.
crap.
I hope I get a big finger that says like EG on it or Cloud9. Just bring Cloud9 shit just for the sake of it. They're not even there, so. Yeah, so I'll update you guys next week on how it was, and I didn't get tickets to the last day. The grand final sold out super fast. They resold them, and they sold out super fast again. So, gonna do opening day. See all the teams get knocked out quick, hopefully. So yeah, that's it. That's it for that.
Sweet. The other thing that happened this past weekend PlayStation Experience, a couple of things, announcements were made. Actually, pretty decent announcement. Not too bad. I had to go back and actually Alpha Fox Warfare, who writes for our website, did up a nice little nice article on our website, allengamers.com, and that's what I'm using to go by right now because I can't remember everything that actually happened. First off, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy was announced, which is like I think it's going to be a DLC, additional kind of story. It's not going to be like a full Uncharted game, but it's going to be longer than The Last of Us apparently. So, I mean, it can't be too small, and it doesn't star Nathan Drake. It stars Chloe, who was a love interest at one point of Nathan Drake. He's a filthy man whore, so he's been with early on anyway. He ended up marrying Elena, which was what was going to happen anyway. They had some pretty sweet retro announcements. The Wipeout Omega Collection contains HD Fury in 2048, which is coming next summer. I loved Wipeout. I was a huge fan of Wipeout on N64. That was one of my games right there. I think basically I liked Wipeout, and I also liked Episode 1 Pod Racer, which was
that was a classic.
I feel like the same game.
Yeah.
It just took place in a different location. And then Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, is also coming next year. So I'm guessing that's probably going to be all 3 games remastered. I did see some footage of it, and it looks very crisp compared to what it looked like on PlayStation 1. Which is not hard to do. Some other retro stuff. Parappa the Rapper 20th anniversary is coming out.
Jesus Christ.
Or something's coming out. Yeah.
20 years.
Patapon. I know, that's ridiculous. I can't believe that's actually
crazy.
Knack 2. Everyone's real excited about that. Every single person. I'm kidding. That's not. I'm being facetious. That is not exactly. Hopefully, it's a little bit better. I mean, it was a fine for a launch game, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, I guess we should probably mention this. The Last of Us Part 2 has been announced.
Oh yeah, finally gets to the boot
big
stuff.
one.
Yeah, that's the huge one. That's huge. They didn't do any videos. I don't think.
They did a teaser. They did a trailer. Like,
was there a teaser trailer? Okay,
it was like a cinematic trailer. I mean, it's probably in-game graphics, but it was like a cinematic. So it wasn't any like in-game footage, but it was definitely like a pretty sick video. It was short and mostly sort of like artistic-y, but it was cool. Just hype, really.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I'm looking at some of the screenshots from the game, and it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, Last of Us was definitely my favorite game of last generation. For that genre anyway. For a game that tells a story, while also being like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like there was a whole array of emotions that you go through when you play the game, and it just evokes like fear and sadness and like happiness and I don't know, just everything. It was just so good, and I mean, I can't wait to play the second one. Did you ever play the first one, Tim?
No, I never played it. I've had so many people tell me to play it, and I just...
Yeah, you should pick up the remaster. It's cheap right now.
Yeah, I've thought about it.
It's I mean, I can only imagine what the remaster looks like on PS4. I didn't play that, but it looked amazing on PlayStation 3, so
yeah,
it can only be only be better. Yeah, there's a couple other weird announcements that they packed a lot of stuff into it. Another Resident Evil 7 demo is out. Gran Turismo Sport is coming next year. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Something here says Mango Head. I don't know what that means. But yeah, it's almost Christmas time. We're a couple weeks away, and I feel like
it's flown by.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it has. It's time goes by so fast right now, and I don't think I have anything like gaming related that I'm planning on picking up around Christmas. I feel like I've stocked up on a lot of games, and I need to play. I need to catch up on backlog for a while. I think that's what Christmas is going to be all about this year. So what else does everybody have? The Last Guardian came out, or reviews are out, I guess.
Yeah.
And for a game that's been in development for a very long time, it's not getting as great of reviews as I think they probably like. I mean, I've seen like 7s and maybe some 8s and stuff, but
yeah, most of the reviews I've read seem to say basically that it, it's an old game that has spent 10 years kind of trying to figure out what it actually is, but it seems to be the consensus that it just feels really dated.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's too bad. I'm glad that they at least just released it now, because people will still buy it. Like they'll still make money on it. People it's been hyped for 10 years. They want.
I don't know why developers
people want to play the game. I don't know. They hit setbacks,
but once you get to a certain point, I feel like this is just the drop-off point. Like 10 years, like you think you would learn from the lessons of like Duke Nukem and all these other games that were just like, we're gonna release this like way after when we announced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Got that.
I mean, I feel like it's better to, even if it's shitty, just release it 10 years later than don't release it at all, because then like people, it's gonna make this mythical thing that will live on forever, and people will wish they had played it. I mean, I guess
I'm not saying that they should wait to 10 years and then drop it. I'm saying after like 4 years of development where they haven't been able to release it, it's
force
like,
it out.
scrap it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And it's kind of like I feel like it's almost a unique like console thing too, because at least on PC you have stuff like Steam Greenlight and stuff like that. So you have games that come out early so that people can kind of like play them and make them better, and the developer can make money. But like for like a console title, there's no mechanism for that. So like if you're a developer, you just you have to pour your heart and soul into it and finish it before you can release it, which makes it a lot harder.
Hope to finish it anyway.
Yeah. 10 years, man. Can you imagine 10 years all you did was that one game and it sucked? Ugh. I guess it sucked, but it wasn't as good as everyone thought it would be. It's brutal.
Probably.
You're like 6 years in, you're like, God, I'm so fucking sick of this game. It's gonna suck.
Probably just don't care about it at that point, though. You're just like...
After level 7, they literally just copied and pasted like whole like textures and parts of levels together.
That's got to be what happens on some of these games, where there's like inspiration at the beginning and then it just descends into shit.
Well, 10 years, so they had to have started developing for the PS3, and then they got the PS4, so they had to rewrite all their code, all their like low level graphic stuff, and that's a pain in the ass, dude.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, it probably looks better on the PlayStation 4 compared to what it would have looked like on the PlayStation 3, but I mean, still, it's I don't know.
Not only does it suck, but it can't have been cheap, so I wonder how much they should have made with that game.
Yeah, Jesus.
Do you guys have anything else to talk about from this past week? I don't have too much. I mean, like, I know that these 2 events happened, but I still don't feel like I was super excited about anything except for The Last of Us 2. That was pretty much the only thing.
They did announce the Death Strand. I mean, they showed a trailer for Death Stranding at
Oh, that's right, at the Game Awards.
Yeah, and it was kind of. I mean, I guess there was another trailer previously with Norman Reedus, but I don't remember that.
Is that the one where he was like in the fetal position, or he was naked or something?
Yeah, he was naked, standing like by an ocean, and he's holding a baby and crying.
Yeah, so they released a new trailer, which is pretty weird, dude. It's so weird.
It is real weird.
And Mads Mikkelsen was in this one, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I forget his name, but the
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro. He's in it too, and he's holding the baby in this weird fucking thing that he puts hoses into. It doesn't make any sense. And then Mads Mikkelsen walks in with a bunch of like undead World War II soldiers, and then they have weird cables coming out of him, and they go psss, and he like walks off. It's so strange, so really strange.
The tank, when it's driving by, has like human organs just like flopping off the sides of it.
Yeah, it's weird. Ooze and shit, and then it falls off, and then just like water, like some weird blood or goo or something, just starts flowing around. It's like, the guy's nuts. The guy is crazy.
He said he could never develop a game with Guillermo del Toro because they're two different weirdos.
I mean, maybe it's oil. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's definitely like a higher meaning, because that trailer has a higher meaning on every level, because it's ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense.
From what I've heard, actually, if you play the 2 trailers together at the same time, they like coincide. But
really?
I haven't actually watched it, but apparently there's something where like the baby disappears in one and appears in the other, or something like that, which is interesting.
Oh, weird.
It's still just weird. So weird.
That is really weird. There's also like there's like rainbows, and I don't know. It's a weird trailer. I don't know what the game is going to be about, but I feel like the trailer is completely polarizing to people. I've heard people that are like, I think like us, we're like, oh yeah, it looks really intriguing. Like, I really like, Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, and I feel like it's gonna be like a really fucked up, like, mind explosion kind of game. And then other people are like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like it's a lot to take in. Like, if you don't, like, it's like a total mind melter, and like if you're not in that state of mind where you can like deal with that, it's just like, holy shit, this is too much.
And the baby's like always winking. I don't know.
Is it supposed to have like a real plot, or is it supposed to just be like a dream or something? Like, is that, have they?
I don't know. It's supposed to be. I think it's open world.
It's supposed to be open world.
I think so. Yeah.
So it actually has a gameplay. Like, I'm just like imagining this like dragon lair where you just like watch dreams and push buttons at like the right time where you get chopped in a million pieces, because it's like, it seems like a cinematic game. It doesn't even seem like a game when you watch the trailers. You're just like, what is this? Do I do something in this?
I mean, honestly, this is how I felt about like all the Metal Gear Solids. So then this is just like totally off the rails. Like, what is going on? I just feel like it's gonna. I mean, I feel like all the fanboys that loved like Kojima games are gonna love this, but people who didn't are gonna be like, I don't even know where to start with this game. It's
what other games did the maker of this game make?
Metal Gear Solid is probably the big one.
Okay, all right, so that makes sense why you said that. That doesn't seem anything like Metal Gear Solid though. It seems like weird as fuck. I thought you were gonna say like Resident Evil or something.
No, yeah, that's why it's so strange.
Yeah, it's a.
Everyone's got a vision for their own horror. This guy's is pretty.
It's a weird game. all I can think of when I look at the baby that's inside of the tube thing, all I can think of is the dancing baby from Ally McBeal.
It's like the dancing baby, like the first
like-
internet video one.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
the first viral video.
Yeah.
Birth of viral videos.
Yeah. On AOL.
Oh my god.
God damn.
You've got mail. Well, it's just a dancing baby.
Yep. Dancing baby. Either that or it's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. That was something I got in an email more than once, and it was unfortunate. Well, I think that brings us to the part of the podcast where we talk about what we've been playing. So, Tim, since we didn't hear from you last week, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Moon, and it's actually really fun. It's probably the best Pokemon game I've ever played by like a lot. You get if you pre-ordered it, or actually if you bought it now, I think I don't know when you have until, but you get a free you get it's called Munchlax. It's like the evolution before Snorlax. And and then you get Snorlax, and he just destroys everything. He's like so ridiculously strong now. It's just stupid. You just go into any Pokemon, you just destroy. You just pulverizing pancake, and Snorlax turns into like a crazy monster and jumps up and destroys everyone in one shot. It's so like overpowered. But yeah, so I've been playing that. It's a lot of fun, and been playing Pokemon Go, and they actually. Just today or yesterday, they apparently leaked some info about from Starbucks. So what they're saying is that Starbucks is going to be doing an event, I guess a Pokemon Go event on the 8th, where they're going to have like Pokemon Go themed like drinks, like a Pokemon Frappuccino or something weird like that. I don't know what it's going to taste like, but whatever.
A Pikachu.
Yeah, and they're also supposed to turn all their stores into like either gyms or Pokestops, and also the big rumor is that they're releasing Gen 2 on the 8th. So like, this podcast will probably be out by then, but that's 2 days from now, so that'll be huge if they do that. It'll double the number of Pokemon.
We're just gonna see a bunch of people out on the streets again.
I don't
pretty
understand.
much.
They're gonna like do the Gen 2 before they do the Mythicals.
Yeah, it's not confirmed. No one knows, but apparently
I
in the
heard
leaked,
that.
yeah, in the leaked documents from Starbucks, it says and new Pokemon, or it's really vague wording, but it mentions new Pokemon being released. So some people think they might be talking about Ditto. Some people think they might be talking about the Mythical. Some people think they might be talking about Gen 2. No one really knows what it is, but
Starbucks
there wasn't.
Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
Only Starbucks related Pokemon. like a latte Saurus or something. And
Yeah.
Selling out.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, that's it for me.
Steve, what about you?
Unfortunately, I've been grinding pretty hard in Dota. It's like, unfortunately, I say this because no one gives a shit on this podcast, but also because it's bad for my health. No, I have played Final Fantasy a little bit. I was pretty busy this weekend, so I didn't play too much. And also, there was a big fire.
Engaging.
There was a big fire in Cambridge, and my power went out, so I couldn't watch the Dota tournament or play Final Fantasy for most of Saturday. So
Damn.
about 2 houses or 3 houses down from me, there was fucking raging fire that spread the other direction. Thank God. It probably wouldn't have burned my house down. It was pretty it was 4 or 5 houses down, but probably would have gotten.
Yeah, I
pretty
heard
close.
about that on the news.
Yeah, it was pretty
I saw
intense.
it. Yeah.
So I didn't really do anything Saturday, and but I have been playing Final Fantasy. I'm probably it counts game time when I had it paused, so it says I have 10 hours. I'm pretty sure I only have 5 hours in the game, and it's which is nothing in Final Fantasy. So it's I'm still at the beginning of the game basically. I mean, I have
tutorial.
Yeah, no, I mean the game's been pretty good. Unlike other Final Fantasies I played, where it just throws you into stuff, and you spend a lot of time sort of learning all these little dinky things you can do, like riding chocobos and fishing and stuff. But it's sort of I've gotten through almost all of that. It feels like so now I'm sort of more actually pushing the storyline. But it's still like it's really fun. Like even like riding chocobos and catching fish. Like I mean, I probably spend like an hour and a half in the game fishing because I'm like, this is awesome. So yeah, the game's pretty sweet. Like for the most part, it's been pretty easy. There was a couple battles I had like little bit more recent that were tougher, and kind of had to like really try to like actually battle them to their weaknesses and like use like stop the game to use potions and shit like that, which is like kind of annoying, but it's also like good because it's challenging. I mean, I'm not just like smashing the buttons through every fight. So it's good though. It's a good game. I mean, it's beautiful. The game is really like just like pretty. Like the atmosphere, the environment is really cool. It's open world, which is kind of cool. So like, you know, when you see things, like generally you can go to them, which is like kind of cool. More than just like seeing some like random valley, you can actually usually like you can go down to it. At least in like my experience so far. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's probably edges you can't get to, but you know, you drive around, and you see things in the distance, and you go to them. It's pretty cool. It's pretty seamless. There's not like zones and shit like that. So
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a pretty sweet game so far. Been playing that. Got another Humble Bundle, whatever the hell, 1,000,000 games in it. Some games that look pretty cool. Haven't really touched them yet though. So.
Yep.
So little time, so much to do. Gaming wise,
Yeah, no
that
shit.
is.
At least it's the holidays, so you have all that time.
Yeah, I just bought a new laptop too. Like it was a slick deal for like $700. It's like a pretty decent gaming laptop. So figured like all this all like me traveling and shit and going home for the holidays, all these times when I like have a shit computer, that should help me sort of, because there's like games I just cannot play on my laptop now, which sucks. Like I don't mind playing shitty like graphics, but when I'm traveling, I'm just like can't play this, can't do this thing. It's like that sucks. It can be really frustrating. Life of a gamer. Only a gamer would complain about that.
Yep. Life of an adult working gamer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like need this thing. Need to bring my video games with me in all places.
Yes, for sure.
Who needs a Nintendo Switch when you just buy a $700 laptop that plays all your PC games? So yeah.
Charles, what about you?
So I've still been playing Alice Madness Returns. It's a little redundant in that game. It tries to be like really over the top and violent. Like you descend into madness in Alice's head, and all of a sudden all of the little creatures are being tortured and killed, and you're just like, okay. By the fifth time, I'm like, I know exactly what's going to happen. Everything seems beautiful, and everything's going to go to hell. But I think I'm getting towards the end of the game now. It's got an interesting artistic style, but not sure that's my. Maybe it's like a 6 right now, out of 10. Also started playing Dragon's Dogma, that Nick gave me the code for. Seems like it's
pretty sure. Wasn't that the most recent Humble Bundle monthly? Yeah. Okay. I was like, I'm never gonna play this game. This is Charles.
Yeah. So I played that. I started playing that a little bit. It's a little interesting. There's aspects of it that are more like Skyrim, but there's a lot of like the general RPG elements of like a more like a Final Fantasy or something like that. So I'm still toying around with how I want to play the character. You have to choose one of 4 classes, and then you get like a companion that you can choose one of 4 classes. And I made the mistake of choosing the same class for each because I thought I could have other party members. So I may be going through the game just pummeling everything because I chose fighter for each.
Oh God.
We'll see.
Just
but yeah, so that's what I've been
attack.
playing, and then intermittent Battlefield 1. I had like a rage stroke the other day because I was getting some heavy lag and would come around a corner with a carbine and like shoot somebody in the head, and they would like shoot me with a pistol once in the foot, and I would die. So I was like, before I like destroy my computer and break it into parts, I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah.
I just hate it when you're like play through a level and your streak is like 5 and 12 or something, and you're just like, I know that I could play better than this if there was like just slightly better latency. Like I know it. Like if I could just when I was aiming and I actually hit what I was aiming at, it'd be such a better streak. It's like when you're even when you lose and you've got a better kill streak, you just feel so much better. But if you're just like constantly dying and dying and dying, it just gets under your skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have that happen every once in a while. I don't have great internet, as everyone knows. So when it is working well, it's like it's great, and I feel like I'm having like the games of my life. And then as soon as it starts to ping terribly, then it's just like, yeah, I just wrecked my kill death ratio, like awful. Oh well.
Yeah, that's horrible. You need to get good internet, man.
I know. Once we move, then I'm upgrading. So that leaves me. I've
Little old man.
I've also played some Battlefield 1. Not a lot. I've just a little bit of multiplayer here and there. I've been attacking Dishonored 2 quite a bit. I finished my first playthrough as Corvo Otano, and it was a no powers, high violence playthrough. And so literally I just killed everyone I came across.
With your sword?
Yep. Sword, crossbow, whatever, grenades. I would just go into a room full of civilians, toss a grenade in there. it was terrible, but I wanted to do that for the trophy, and then also so I can kind of map out the way I want to do some of these other, because now I'm partway through my playthrough as Emily. Yeah, well, so I'm it's all sneaking and no, so this is going to be my not being spotted once, so you can't be spotted for the entire game.
Damn.
And you can't kill anyone. So that's this playthrough.
Dang.
And
how do you do that? Does it allow you to auto save it all, or what the fuck?
Oh well, no, I mean there is some auto saving, but I just go, like, once I get through a small section, then I just go and save and make a manual save, because it's otherwise you get fucked up and it's like, oh, you got spotted, shit, now I have to go back like 20 minutes. I was playing through the first level, and I was hiding this dude's body in a tub. And so I picked him up and I threw him in, and he wasn't completely hidden. And I didn't want the guy that I'm supposed to get the key from, to see him. So I picked him up again and threw him in, and I must have like smashed. Then he died, and I didn't know until the end of the game, until the end of the level. And I was like, "Fuck, are you kidding me?" Like, all I was doing was like picking up his body and putting it in a tub, and apparently that killed him. So
you smashed his skull, or you drowned him, is what you did.
So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued. I'm kind of interested to see how the game, like how the ending changes, because it didn't, like, I feel like the first game had a lot of things where it was like, if you end the game poorly, then it's like, this shit happened, all of these terrible people came to power, like all, like blah 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 blah. There just seemed like a lot of influence that you had in general, and I don't know how much influence I actually had. I mean, I know, like, I'm sure my stealthy ending is going to be different than my
kill everyone.
Yeah, than my kill everyone ending, but it just didn't seem like there was a lot. It, like, even the characters, I feel like in the first one, the more you killed people, the more negatively some of the NPCs would react to you. You know, the boat guy and, you know, a couple other people at the bar in the first Dishonored, they'd be like, wow, you're an awful human being, but I'm still gonna help you because I don't want to be like and I just felt like it was, I don't know, I didn't get the sense from those side characters that they
cared in your kill everyone mission.
yeah, their attitude was just not very changing. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've already put like 14 hours into the game, so should hold me over for a little bit. I want to get the platinum, which if I do this playthrough, then I'll be a good portion of the way through. I also have to find all the collectibles though, which is a turd, and I don't want to follow that. I follow guides for those. Don't waste my time. That's, I'm sorry. Like, I'm fine doing all the other things that are like skill based or like where you have to play in a certain way, but like I don't have the time to go searching for every single fucking collectible. Like, I play other games. If this was like me when I was in 5th grade and this was the only game that I had for the next year, then sure, I'd probably go and find the collectibles on my own. But no, I'm a 30-year-old man that has a job that I can pay for other games, so I'm going to be playing other games. So, that's my little rant.
It's a legitimate rant.
That brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you go to our website and check out all of the articles we have, because we have a whole bunch of stuff on the recent Game Awards, and we have reviews, and we a whole bunch of announcements stuff. So check it out. lngamers.com. Also follow us on Twitter at the LNGamers. Subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, all of those possible places, and any other podcast apps or anything else. And rate us. Rate us anywhere that you can. Give us a couple likes on our YouTube videos and some 5 stars on iTunes. That'd be perfect. You can also find our podcast on Pod Bros Network at podbros.com, along with a bunch of other sweet podcasts. So check that out as well. But once again, thank you everyone for listening. We really do appreciate your support. This has been Late Night. Whoa. I've been doing this for 139 episodes. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Charles. I'm Nick. This has been Late Night Gamers Podcast, episode number 139. Whew. You'd think I'd learn. I think, isn't that the thing? You're supposed to learn it after you say it 11 times?
30.
Well, 139. Yeah, 139 times. I should get it by now. That's terrible. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace. Later.